Well. What do we have here? Seems to me a lot of people are up in arms about the latest YouTube censorship and the demonetization of videos. Well, I've been having that from last year, January. I've been dealing with that. But of course, I never told anyone that until now because it didn't make a difference to me, man. In fact, I didn't even try to fight them. I just say, hey, it is demonetized, cool, no problem. And I kept rolling. You see, I understand what's going on. Like I told y'all before, it looks kind of funny when you're saying that you have a black sector of YouTube. I don't understand how can you have a black sector of YouTube when you don't own it. It's their game, their rules. Not that hard to figure out. So you can be upset all you want, but the long and short of it is you are on their platform. That's what you don't get. That's what a lot of you guys don't understand. You are on their platform. And I also want to address this false concept a lot of you guys have in your mind, as if Google is attacking black YouTube channels. That's not the case. They're attacking everyone's channel. And if you guys just did a little bit of research, just a little bit of research, you will see that. Matter of fact, I'll post a couple of links in the description box so you can see it yourself. Because I know a lot of you guys are not going to research everything. You're quick to always pass judgment before you have all the facts. Don't make it, as you say, a black and white issue. It is not a black and white issue at all. The establishment is targeting anyone that says anything offensive or they might deem offensive. Okay? So just do a little bit of research, man. Don't be so quick to judge all the time. Just do a little bit of research and formulate, gather more information before you pass judgment. Now to address this other issue here in YouTube, where you have some African American females targeting some African American males channel. Well, let's see. How should I approach this topic? Should I approach it the conventional way? Nah. Alright. Now, I saw the list about these different channels they want to shut down. Reform today as the some African American females. Not saying all because it's not all, but it's a small group of women. And it's very entertaining to me, to be honest with you, that they will go to that extreme lengths to do such a thing. But for some strange reason, they wouldn't take that same type of energy and initiative to clean up their own environments and to produce something for their children. Strange. And I'm not letting the fellas off the hook, and I'm not beating down the African female. I'm just pointing out the obvious. It's amazing how you can unify to tear someone who looks just like you down. It always amazes me. But yet you are the same people talking about revolution and you're ready for nation building. Like I said, I don't know what some of you guys are talking about. You talk a good talk, but for me, I listen intently and I watch your actions. You're not ready. Both sides, males and the females, are not ready, because some of the males, when they found out that their name was on the list, or they got some of the channels got taken down, or some of their subscribers vanished, all of a sudden these same males who were so tough and so defiant, and who was always beating down the black female, the African American female, now they are so timid, just so quiet and so humble. One fellow went to from making content of substance to start talking about apparel. I mean, his whole channel now turned into him talking about apparel. It's comical, because I'm sitting back and watching and say, wow, just from a little hiccup, a little adversity, and you already gave up. Oh no, I'm gonna humble on back down. So how you tell me you're ready to take on this real opposition we have, and just a little thing, a little threatening of your YouTube channel, and you already folded up? Oh, that's it, I'm done, out of business. That's amazing. I know you can say, well, it's easy for you to talk because you're not in the list. Yeah, of course. I don't have to demonize people to get my point across. One video, two video, that's enough. 3 at the most. Five really at the most. But some of you guys can't. Talking to you guys on the fellows now. Some of you guys can't. That's all your whole platform is. of bash is just bashing the African American female or any female who share the same color. And if that was your whole platform, if that was your whole ideology, then hey, it is what it is. So I say all this to say because it's amazing that you guys are so tough in your stance. And just a small little opposition, not even something major. YouTube, I don't consider YouTube to be major. I mean, if you're using YouTube as your main source of income, then you might have to reevaluate some things in your life because, again, you do not control YouTube. So if you was planning to use YouTube as your main platform, your main way to actually support yourself and your family, then you might need you should have figured out that I might need to study the YouTube's guidelines a lot closely, and you might need to make videos that are not non-threatening to YouTube. Well, I'm well aware that some people out there are being targeted also. Some of the bigger YouTubers like PewDiePie and Leafy and some of the other guys I can't remember the names right now. I understand some of them being targeted, but they being targeted at that level, they made a whole lot of money, man. But you on your level, you're not even close to that level. So if you was planning to make this your main source of revenue, you might want to pick more, as they would say, ad-friendly topics, which nobody really knows what's an ad-friendly topic. But hey, again, their rules, it's their game. You just got to play by it if you're going to use this as your main source of revenue. That's all I'm saying. I mean, but I don't hear from the fellas saying, you know what, we need to create our own. You see, that's what's lacking on both sides, the males and the females. Create your own. But we don't think along those lines. We only think along the lines of fitting into someone else's construct. But you see, you're ready for nation building. We're ready to have a black nation. That's what you say, the word you use, black. And I'm wondering again, what are you talking about? You ready for your own black sovereign nation? Well, should I ask a question? Or allow me to ask a question, please. Who will run that black nation? Because some of you guys got some extreme, ridiculous ideologies. If I look at the good Dr. Uman, his plans he have, I think that guy's a little bit of a... I'm not going to be mean. He might need some psychiatric help. I'll put it that way. Because the plan makes no sense. And some of the stuff he's talking about way the hell out there. But hey, nevertheless. So I'm asking the question is, who is going to run this nation? Because we all can't be leaders in a nation. And I'm all for everybody leading themselves. Don't get me wrong, because I've said that many times. But in order to have order, again, you gotta use a system that works. You gotta have somebody. Okay, well, we're gonna do X, Y, Z, and this is what we can carry out. We're not gonna do this, and this. So who's gonna put forth the policies? You see, well, what this little thing here is happening. I'm referring to this little fiasco where the African females targeting some of the African American males. It showed me a lot of things. A lot of us are weak. We're really weak. A little bit of pressure and you fold right up. You fold off. You fold. Just a little bit of pressure. So how are you going to run a nation when a little bit of virtual? It wasn't even real. It was virtual pressure. Don't you get it? It was virtual. It's all being done on the internet. Virtual reality. And a little bit of pressure. Virtual pressure. Caused a lot of you guys to cave in. Like a flimsy deck of cards. Just cave right in. That's amazing. And I know, fellas, man, you want to get back at the females. You don't have to. Trust me. These females already opened Pandora's box. They don't realize what they have done. And trust me when I say it's not going to end the way they think it's going to end. You see, just be patient. You don't have to do a thing, fellas. Trust me what I'm saying. Just be patient. And stop talking so damn much. Be patient. See for yourself. Like I said, once they open the box, it's already too late. You can't do anything. It's already in motion now. And mark my words, it's not going to end the way they think it's going to end. So you don't have to go, well, we're going to flag that channel. That's, at that point, guys, this old parable. I forgot who says it, but it says if we all adopt the philosophy of eye for an eye, everyone will be blind. And it's true. Because if you go back and flag that channel, all they're going to do is go back and flag some more channels. And when will it stop? In essence, as you guys will say, we'll have no more black people on YouTube because we'll be flagging each other consistently. And who wins at that point? Think about it. You see, you guys don't look at the bigger picture. And then people will say, I'm a reactionary. But you guys are reactionary. Some of you guys are reactionary. I'm not going to say everybody, but some of you guys are reactionaries. You don't think. Who wins when you have this type of confusion, this type of divide? Well, it's simple, divide and conquer. Who wins? But you don't look at things as many would say. You don't look at things holistically. You look at it at the surface only. Well, if you look at a lake or a river at the surface, it might look nice and clear, but on the bottom might have an alligator or a crocodile waiting to pounce up at you. Because it looks nice and smooth, nice and calm. It's nice, it's beautiful. I can go in and swim. But you don't know what's lurking beneath. Or even worse, what's lurking within the water. Bacteria and different stuff. But again, I'm just looking at this here from a different point of view. Shame on you ladies for going to this extreme measures, but not actually going to this extreme measures to actually combat some of the ills that's happening within your own community. And shame on you fellas for using this platform to consistently denigrate your females. You see, I've been seeing this for a long time, this stupid gender war. The African male versus the African female, or what you would say, the black man versus the black woman. Who wins? Don't you ever stop and think, wait a minute, who wins? You have this kind of chaos. Who wins? But you're supposed to convince me you're gods and goddesses. What are you, gods of destruction like Lord Beerus? I mean, let me know. How? And you gotta look at this from a perspective of a child. They're looking at you for guidance. And this is what they see. So you wonder why the youth coming behind us so dysfunctional? So crazy? So devoid of respect and empathy? You wonder why? Look at the ones who came before. You can't escape DNA no matter how much you try. So if you have that problem, more likely it's a safe bet to tell me I can really assure myself in my thinking that if you think like that, it's safe to me to assume that your parents think like that and their parents think like that. Because I said DNA, you can't escape it. No matter how much you try, you can't escape it. But I don't want to make this video too long. But about the YouTube censorship, it ain't just affecting just black people, as you would say. It's affecting everybody. And fellas, I mean, just to close out, some of you guys are wrong for just taking that kind of approach consistently. But it shows me that when you face a little bit of adversity, you don't even have a backbone. You fold. Let me tell you this last little thing real quick. If you're the kind of person that everything in your life always goes right, then you're not a strong person, because the one day you do try to do something and it doesn't go the way you planned, you might fall into a deep depression because you never failed before. You never hit any type of adversity before. So when you actually hit some type of obstacle or you fail, you don't know how to cope with it. So then you turn to some type of substance, whether it be drugs or alcohol, because you can't cope. And some of y'all remain alcoholics. You just can't get off, or drug addicts. Let me tell you a quick little story real quick. I believe I told you the story before, but I'm gonna tell you again because I think it's pretty much relevant to this what's going on right here, or at least what I just stated. My mother had a friend, and her son used to work for a big company. He's a big exec in the company. And he always got everything. He always moved up the ladder fairly quickly. You know, he's one of them light skinned brothers. Nothing against anybody's light skin. Don't get it twisted. It's not what this video is about. But one day he was given his walking papers. Well, the man couldn't deal with it. The man started hitting the bottle, and to make a long story short, the man committed suicide. He couldn't deal with the fact that he was just let go. That in his mind, he must have felt like that was the end of the world, because he just never failed at anything before. He was always one of them overachievers, and when he got his walking papers, which means to let him go, he couldn't cope. It's a true story. He committed suicide. And that's how I'm looking at this instant with some of you guys getting targeted by some of these sisters here on YouTube, and you can't cope. A little bit of trouble, I said this before, just a little bit, and you fold. I understand the dealing with your money, don't get me wrong. I understand the dealing with your livelihood, and you have to do what you have to do to support your family. I am not knocking that at all. I'm not. I applaud you for doing what you have to do to take care of your family. Anybody. And for people to want to take that away from someone, like I said, trust what I'm saying. You've opened Pandora's box, and you just don't know. You just don't know what you have done. Nevertheless, I am done talking. You guys take it easy. If you extrapolate something for what I'm trying to tell you, good. If you didn't, then hey, this wasn't for you. And one last thing, this is the last thing for sure now. Truth, as Bob Marley said, can be an offense. You can tell someone, hey, you got a substance abuse problem, but they might be highly offended. I've told that to one of my friends before. We're not friends anymore, but that he was an alcoholic, because the first thing in the morning, the man wanted to drink a beer. And we was going to work at the time back at 5 o'clock in the morning. I think that's a bit early in my opinion for happy hour. And after the one day of riding with him, I said, his car was carpooling. I think I told you that story before, but I told him, man, hey man, I don't mean to be in your business, man. I don't mean no offense, but I think you might have a problem with alcohol, man. The man cussed me out, man. Now that's the truth. If you drinking, the first thing you do in the morning is drinking a beer, you might have a problem with alcohol. Lunchtime you drink a beer, on the way home you drink a beer, you might have a problem. And I'm not talking about just small, I'm talking about 12 ounces and 40 ounces. You might have a problem. But me telling him the truth was an offense. So you telling black women the truth, or you telling black men the truth, not all the time people can deal with the truth. So that's why I adopted the philosophy of being an intellectual farmer. I just plant the seeds. What you do with the information is up to you. I can't beat you over your head. This is the truth. This is the truth. The same way people want to have the real same. You know what? It's a good point. The same way some of you guys have this religious ideology where you beat people over the head with the Bible. That's the same way you guys operate with information. You want to beat people over the head with information. Take it, take it, take it. No. You give it to them here. What you do with it is up to you. If you do nothing with it for 5, 10, 20 years, then that's on you. But I gave you the information. And that's how a lot of you guys should approach this from now on, man. Just give them the information and move forward. But to stay on top of it and stay on top of them and stay on top of them and stay on top of them, that's no good. That's no good. And this huge divide you have right now between the African male and African female, I don't see it going anywhere soon at all. I really don't. But that's my time, guys. You guys have been great to me, and I appreciate y'all, and stay focused on what you guys got to do, and don't let this particular instance right here beat you guys down, guys and girls. Life is too short, man. Enjoy it. This means you gotta go outside some more, cool. Spend more time with your family, cool. But don't let this social media becomes you. I mean, don't let it become your whole life. It's a small part of it. Keep going forward. Keep living. Keep enjoying your loved ones. All right? You guys take it easy. One love. I'm out.